Traditionally, we were a sun and sea resort, traditionally focused on the summer months. And over the last few years, we have been trying to diversify our offering. And we worked really hard to ensure that we have an offering which people can come throughout the year, including the winter. And to do that, we focused a lot on events. I think events was key. Last year, obviously, we had Valletta 18, which was City of Culture. So we had tremendous events relating to Valletta. Beyond that, we ensured that we had a season of events for young people where we brought in, the Isle of MTV, Radio 1 from the BBC, Elro, Glitch, Lost and Found, and various other festivals. We brought in Nickelodeon, and together with Nickelodeon, we've developed a week jam-packed filled of activities for kids. We're working really hard to ensure that the 3 cities, which are a jewel, are also regenerated and will attract more tourism and activity to the Inner Harbour region. In addition to Valletta, in addition to Bugiba and St. Paul's Bay and St. Julian's and Sliema, I would like to ensure that tourism is spread out throughout our islands. We're working to ensure that our traditional village cores are also in themselves an attraction, also attract tourists to them, whereby visitors can experience the local village culture. And obviously, in addition to that, our sister island Gozo, which has a dedicated strategy, which is attracting tourists for events and also diving and adventure tourism. Our offering is changing, so people are coming here for culture, some people come here for history, others come here for other niche sectors. What makes Malta amazing is the fact that you have so much things to do in a small place. So people get more than they expect. We're a small city-state which is buzzing with activities, wonderful world-class acts, great culture, great food and fun people. I think this is what Malta is all about. 2019 looks good. So we had growth in the winter months. June is a good month in terms of arrivals. So for the first 2 weeks of June, we were in double-digit growth territory, which is very interesting. This is as a direct result of new flights which were launched as of the summer season, 1st of April. I think this year will be a year of growth, but also consolidation. We're obviously working hard to respond to challenges, including Brexit. We'll ensure that when Brexit happens, you'll have dedicated lanes for Brits at our airport to make them feel at home. In addition to that, we have introduced new incentives to attract the best world-class film productions here in Malta, and the pipeline for this year looks positive and the market is responding well to that. I think the film industry is important to Malta for 2 reasons. Obviously, there's the economic contribution of having a movie filmed here, because there's a big spend which is invested in Malta, and Maltese companies are part of that broad supply chain, which is important for us. But there's a secondary objective, which is that once you have a movie which is filmed in Malta, even though we might be depicting another country, the reality is that the marketing reach of the Malta brand is really high. When you have movie stars who take pics and upload them on their Instagram platform, the reach is amazing. More importantly though, this year we're trying to focus on defining the vision for the future. So we're engaging with all the key stakeholders in the market, and we're working with them to develop a vision for what Malta will be like for our sector in 2025. What should be our product differentiation, how we should upgrade our beaches, how we should bring in more world-class events to Malta, how we should promote the island, how we should look beyond Europe and potentially attract tourists from the US, from Japan, from Korea, from Australia. In addition to events, I think we've worked really hard on route development. In tourism, to ensure that you increase your arrivals and you diversify your arrivals, you need to ensure that you have the right flight connections. This year we have 129 destinations to and from Malta. And that's significant. I think if we do, play the big game, if we do look beyond our shores and look beyond Europe, we can reposition over a period of time and attract higher spend tourists to Malta, and we'll still ensure that our economic growth continues, notwithstanding the fact that, Turkey, Tunisia, Egypt are waking up and in a big way. In addition to that, I think there are 2 types of travelers which come to Malta, and we need to differentiate a little bit as well. So we have the leisure traveler who comes here on holiday, and you have the business traveler whose needs are slightly different. And we're trying to increase and grow both. Over time, in partnership with the our Hotels and Restaurants Association here in Malta, we're working really hard to reposition the island and obviously attract to Malta people who would spend more money on the island as well. I see Air Malta as leading the way for the change in the coming years for us to, if you like, transition into a more upmarket kind of destination. You know, as we want to attract higher spend tourists to some areas within here in Malta, I think Air Malta can be a key catalyst for that, to attract business travelers to Malta, open up new markets which are currently beyond us, and obviously dare and push with a sustainable investment plan.